Abusuya sese de amanyokuo ahodo mienu anasa amanyokuo akese mienu NPP ni NDC omu nyina no elezi omu boot for 2028 elections NPP krade January 31st next year 2026 and omu beto aba na omayi impenifo a omu bedi party na nim de omakọ 2028 elections na omakọ hwese tumi a NDC amanyokuo no agifiri omu nsem 2024 no omu betimi nso ahwese omu bekọ akwaje anase still anu NDC amanyokuo no ene beto aso na according to impenifo a apeke forms de enyina enim se impenifo mako enum na apeke forms a omu nyina no ehwe se omu ba bedi NPP amanyokuo n'animu a omu start omu campaigns ne ade a ne nyina no ekoso na ukopie mu ewo NDC amanyokuo no mu nso de abusuya omo nso no ayehunhu a impenifuo bi edin apiepie mu even though say officially some impenifuo we enya amba be declare omo intent anase onya be declare say omo be run for presidency nemum amanfuo bi kire say impenifuo we mu de kianeke enye den a elections a NDC amanyokuo no nso beto edi ayi pani a obedi omanim ewo 2028 no enye den a some penifo we nso omudin ebepie mu bi anase omo nso ebekwa akopeke forms say delegates for no ento omo so aba na no na global info analytics obusuya nyina yenim say omo a elections ba beba dia omode ehun post ni ade any research ahodo omaye de afa elections no omo enetimi predict say asemesi anase obenten erebe wi ni elections no 2024 elections omude omo predictions by the wi ase de na ni nyina no edamu pepepe na NDC amanyokuo no nso impenifo a omo bedi omanim ewo 2028 elections no global info analytics omo pani edi omanim no de finally omo nso predictions anase senke to aba enye a opani a obewi ni NDC amanyokuo no flag bearer ni nyina no omo di ni nyina aba beto abontia Musa Dankwa na researcher omo ye nyina no o chechiri mu a o kire se in the beginning of this year no na pani baako na ahuri di kan a nanso unfortunately pani foforo aba be overtake some panifo mienu na ni nyina no wabo omudin ewo audio ni mabusia Ayeka TV so ne wonya subscribe ya no abomode ano subscribe na afi nso wa kire wa adwen e comment section hono impenifu ahodo a omunyina adin apiepie mu no yenko tie Musa Dankwa wa bra na ono nso e kan sem nyina.
Individuals are lacing their boots for presidency. How is it looking like? Global Info Analytics is out with a poll. They did that earlier this year with Haruna and the others in the mix. Let me bring in Musa Dankwa, who's the Executive Director for Global Info Analytics, is joining us via Zoom. Thank you, sir, for your time. So let's do this. Why is Asiedu Nketia in all of this, in the mix? I recall when the first poll was out, Asiedu Nketia was then lagging behind, but now you say there's a significant improvement. Tell us about it.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, the first poll that was conducted in April, he was barely around 13%. Subsequent to that, in July, he rose to 27%.
Oh, 27.
So we saw his number doubling from 13 to 26%. So in terms of gain, he was the one that made a real huge gain from the previous poll, in addition to Atufosi.
So who's leading on this new list? And are you still keeping the same list? Because in the last list, I think Julius Debrah was not on that list, right?
Yes, we were showing the top 5, which at the time he wasn't. Now Debrah is on the list. If you look at the list we released last week before we started the tracking poll, you have Haruna Idrisu, you have Atufosi, you have Asiedu Nketia, you have Julius Debrah, you have Ablakwa, and all the big guns who we are believing that may have interest, even though some may not in the poll, or we have them there.
So now let's do this. Who's number 1 on the list, and where's Johnson Asiedu Nketia as opposed to the chief of staff. Where do we place all of them now?
The most recent poll, which is the July poll, has Haruna Idrisu on top, followed by Asiedu Nketia, then Atufosin, then Julius Debrah, then Ablakwa.
Oh, so there's Atufosin in the mix. Do you have a clear percentage point for all of these individuals, if you can run us through?
Yes, if you look at the poll, Haruna Idrisu on 27% as at the July poll.
Yeah.
Asiedu Nketia on 26%. Atufosin on 22%. Debrah on 11%. Ablakwa on 8%.
So now the top 5 has completely changed. Any reason for which the vice president is no longer featuring on this list now? Because the initial one...
We took the decision to take it out for a number of reasons. We don't want to put that in public. But it's our own decision. If there's confirmation that she's going to contest, we'll bring her back.
And of course, I would want to talk about Atufosin. Why Atufosin, and why is he also picking up so fast?
Right, it's quite strange. In fact, if you look at the people who are probably doing very well, they're the ones who have not declared any publicly interest or shown any action in public that they want to contest. So if you see Haruna Idrisu, very, very little from him as far as his ambition is concerned, but people know that he's going to contest because of some of the things he's said in the past. But Atufosin is the surprising one. There's no indication whatsoever that he's going to contest. And also Ablakwa, but they are getting very good numbers so far. And if they haven't declared any intention, they are doing this well. We don't know what will happen if they do declare.
Yeah. Okay, are you beginning to do permutations already? Say, for instance, in my mind now, I'm looking at possibly Asiedu Nketia against Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Asiedu Nketia against Kennedy Ejapong. These are at least the leading names in the NPP. Are you beginning to do some of the permutations already? How is it going to be looking like?
Yes, we've set out a criteria for one to qualify to be in the head-to-head. The criteria is that if you are on the MPP circuit, you must at least have 10% point from the public support for us to include you as a head-to-head candidate. And the same thing applies to NDC. When we did that for the NDC, only 4 people qualified: Haruna Idrisu, Julius Debrah, Atufosin, and Asiedu Nketia. So we ran head-to-head for these 4 candidates against the 2 candidates, which is MPP, Dr. Bawumia and Kennedy Ejapong.
Okay.
We have a head-to-head to Haruna and the 2 of the MPP candidates, Atufosin and 2 of the MPP candidates, Mosquito and the 2 MPP candidates, and Debrah with 2 MPP candidates.
That'll be an interesting one. I'm waiting for that. But let's do the NPP side. You have Ken, you have Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Have you run that already?
It's currently ongoing, yes. It's ongoing.
And it's looking like...
No, I don't want to take the cat out of the bag. But it's going to be fascinating weeks ahead.
Wow. So it's coming up in the next few days. Give us a sense, if you're not going to give us figures, of what some of the critical deciding factors for the NPP guys too as well.
Look, I don't want to let anything out, but we are seeing phenomenal and trend that we are observing. The key thing we've seen is that the NDC voters prefer MPP to elect Bawumia, and the MPP voters prefer NDC to elect Mosquito or Haruna Idrisu.
Are they doing that from a good heart, a good place, if I should say, or they want someone who they can easily...
I don't want to answer that.
Or they want someone who they can easily... Because I'm looking at this, Johnson Asiedu Nketia against Kennedy Ejapong. That will be a wild one, isn't it? Yeah, that will be a very serious one.
I mean, we just have to wait a bit more to see a bit more detail from that. I think it's going to be very fascinating. We've already done the telephone survey of general vote, so we have that idea already. But we're now doing the face-to-face in the field, where we are engaging about 7,500 more voters face-to-face nationwide. Okay, and that should be very fascinating stuff.
A sense and outlook before I let you go of the 2028 elections. Swinging right or left, NDC or NPP?
Look, it will take a big mess from the NDC to lose the election.
It will take a big mess?
Yes.
So you're implying that there's a higher chance for the NDC, you're saying?
I mean, there's more than 80% chance for NDC to win the election.
Some would, apologies, some would challenge you on that and say, and just as Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has said, no first-time candidate has ever won a presidential elections in this country. That's a fact, isn't it? So if you have Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia coming again for the second time, and I'm not assuming that that's the decision the NPP delegates would take. I'm just assuming without admitting. Would that not change the dynamics and looking at the trend that we've seen ever since '92?
Bless, I wish you speak to the people in your studio, the young people, your young voters, in the form of a focus group discussion and see whether they hold a kind of belief. We have held some belief in this country that is outdated, irrelevant in the modern day politics of this country. We have a new brand of voters who have nothing to do with those kind of ideas. So people must be prepared to get a shock of their lives.
Right. So it's not business as usual. Anyway, Musa Dankwa, we're grateful for your time.
At all.
So the young ones will decide.
75% of your voters below 35 years of age.
So it's going to be largely driven by the youth.
Absolutely. If they believe in those theories, fine. But from what I've seen, if they don't believe in those things, they look at tangible results. Who can deliver what they want?
Okay, Musa Dankwa, thank you so much for your time this morning. And of course, we'll be waiting for that release. You're coming out with it this week, I believe?
No, that will be first week of October.
First week October. Of course, we'll be on the lookout for that finding. And very interesting dynamics here. But you in the audience will be the ones deciding. We have the power now to say who will become presidents, not these individuals on the panel. So let me go into the audience. Probably start off with you, and then we hear from other colleagues as well. And then I'll come to the
thank you for the opportunity. It is important that we become very real to ourselves. Very, very real. I'm a practical person and I believe in practicality. I can say with confidence that the 8 months of the NDC in office is far, far better as a citizen, a youth, compared to the 8 years of the MPP. Educationally, infrastructurally, economically. These are real things that we feel on a daily basis. If not for anything, we now have good economy, which is reflecting in the life of Ghanaians, not as party people. Because when I'm going to buy food outside there, I'm not going to go with my party card. I'm going there as a citizen. So if you look at the tangent that the NDC, my party, is going, confidently, no elections today will be held and then it will lose. As a matter of fact, Nketia, we are just coming from there. We went to every single household to sell the message to the people. And it will shock you that Ghanaians are descending enough to see between who an oblique person is and who a fair person is.
Okay, let's give the opportunity to some more of your colleagues to also join. Yes, you kindly introduce yourself and then we can hear your points then. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, it is Prince. I think that as humans, we are free to draw inferences on the actions and inactions of others.
Yeah.
And while such views should be respected, it cannot also form a proper basis for a serious dialogue. I am not in the knowledge of NDC issuing a letter indicating the opening of nominations for their presidential primaries. Nor have I seen a member or government appointee declaring their intention to contest. I think what should remain of paramount importance is the fact that President John Dramani Mahama has promised the people of reset agenda. I have not seen anything like 10 cents of Mr. Kofi.
You are already starting in politics.
Please.
Are you honestly telling me?
No, I'm coming.
Are you honestly telling me?
Yes, I'm saying that I have not come across 10 cents of Mr. Kofi or Mr. Kwame. What should be of supreme interest to us is the fact that President Mahama has restored the dignity of our economy. Inflation has reduced from 23.8% from January to 11.5%. He promised the good people of Ghana are going to keep the dollar between 10 and 12. He has done that.
Yeah.
He promised that he's going to do no fee trades.
No doubt.
He allocated 499.8 million. Over 120,000 students have benefited from that.
Yeah.
He established Ghana Medical Trust Fund to support people with chronic disease. These are the things that we should be talking about. He said that free senior high school, that the NDC said that review means cancellation. He has today made the highest ever allocation to that, 3.5 billion Ghana. It has never happened before in the history of Ghana.
I get that.
He again said that $10 billion big push agenda. And you realize that he has castled for the Dowenya, Afenya, Dodowa corridor, about 24.8 kilometer route. And the people there.
Wow. So while he's doing that, his people are on the ground. Some of them allegedly are campaigning.
He said allegedly campaigning. Can you provide evidence to that? No. He said no. Allegedly by who? Who said that? No, he can.
Okay, so let me give you a sense. Rams Mubarak is a former member of parliament for the NDC, Kumbungu, I believe. He's posted online and he says there cannot be any justification but to say Asiedu Nketia is campaigning and listing his votes for presidential elections. That's an evidence if you're asking from within your party.
The chairman general has indicated his purpose for going there. I mean, I've seen videos. Nowhere in the video have I seen him campaigning. I've seen people drawing inferences from health works.
Yes.
Much as I respect those views, I don't think any one of them has publicly declared their intention to contest. As far as I'm concerned, I'm happy that at least if there should be any such event happening, I've not come across tensions or people duping the state, wasting our public resources. That is what we should be concerned about. Tensions. Have we come across tensions?
Okay. No. I know you're shading Baumi, but anyway, let's do a bit more. Yes, kindly introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Reginald Ankra, and I would like to state on record that it is not everybody's ambition to be president in the country. Asiedu Nketia has been dubbed as one of the greatest political strategists the country has ever had. If there has been a prior agreement within the party for something like this to have happened, we do not know. But he has not outrightly expressed any intention to contest for presidency. And we all know that it is a declaration that is made when you want to contest. Democracy is from grassroots. And the grassroots are not these urban societies, it is the rural ones. So if he is going around on a thank you tour to rural communities, it does not expressly mean that he wants to go for a presidential aspiration. He is just securing the party's future for future elections.
Some more. There's a gentleman behind. Okay, but before then.
Right. So in all these conversations, what I take pride in is that the fact that the NDC government have a 4-year mandate, of which they have to deliver to the people of Ghana. What is also interesting is